Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the heart and thumping, boundary smashing, drama filled carnival of cricket. This is the Malaysia T10 Bash, and we are coming to you live from Johor Cricket Council Ground, right here in the vibrant south of Malaysia. We've already seen fireworks in the first clash of the day, FRCC Cricket Club flexing their might with a convincing 7 wicket win over Utkal Cricket Club. They've been clinical with the ball, calm with the chase, and FRCC have really laid the foundation of what truly promises to be an outstanding tournament. Right now, the focus shifts for the second match. The stage is set for a thrilling battle between two dynamic sides. First of all, we have Mrkb Putrajaya, known for their aggressive top order and disciplined seam attack. On the other hand, we have JB Kings, a team rich in flair and fearless finishers. Toss has just taken place. Mrkb Putrajaya have won it, and they have decided to have a bowl first. That really seems like the template because the other team as well have previously won the toss and just moments ago won the match as well from just doing that. So this is where tactics come in with some belief as well. Outfield is quick, pitch looks a tad bit sticky. Spinners have done well. With that, we're seeing the first ball of the game and straight away some pace that almost rushed him. With that, we'll take every ball into action. And right now, with me, Abra Hussain, I have Amin for some insightful conversations as to take you throughout this game. So, good morning, Amin. To continue, how do you think that this game might turn out to be? Because the first match was in some way a little bit one sided. Looks like the batters are trying to be a little bit busy, but in the process, once again, we are seeing something similar. Look at here. I think it was a direct hit, and that has resulted in yet another wicket of the very first ball. Quite disappointing, really, if you ask me, because that's really not the kind of start that JB King would have wanted, but we have to give credit where it's due. Full alertness on display from Mrkb Putrajaya fielders, and in the process, they have produced a wicket just out of nowhere. Good start for Mrkb then. I mean, what do you have to say about this?
And this is a blunder. Starting your first wicket run out, that is not a pleasant feeling for any batter. And he looked so promising. The way he started the innings, the way he comes down and knock the pitch shows that he's a proper bat. And getting out without scoring runs, it is going to be a disaster for the whole team. That puts you on the back foot straight away. And this is what happened in the first game as well. They picked up the wicket in the first over. It's a bowling opting to bowl first. And here, MRKB is started really well with a wicket. And let's see what JB Kings can do with the next wicket.
Yes, and it seems like so far that's been the kind of approach that the teams are coming out with. They are looking to be a little bit busy with the scoring mentality. But on the other hand, I think it's quite interesting because you really don't have to do sometimes too much of extra work. But like on that occasion, you can see that Gulam was deviating down the leg side and umpire signals leg buys, but it will be a boundary regardless. So Samullah will be happy to have just helped his team to pick up a boundary. And right now, Gulam will want to continue exerting the pressure on. But we have seen that happen multiple times, haven't we? Many of the balls have been deviating down the leg side and they have eventually reached the boundary as well.
Yeah, this has been quite a scene abroad, and they're bowling. They're trying to attack the stump, and while doing so, they're missing it completely. And the pace is carrying the ball over the boundary line. And this is a beautiful bowling by Gulam here. It's a very good comeback, and he's a tall candidate and with a proper seam position and a very good solid run up. Apart, we had witnessed some zigzag run ups in the previous games. Now he is maintaining a very proper rhythm and bowling on the good areas. What do you think, Abra?
Yes, I think from the little bit of a glimpse that I have had on Gulam, I think he's been very impressive. Gulam Mutoza looks like he's a bowler who's bowling with a lot of pace as well. And as you can see on the last ball as well, he's attacking the stump. And that's really something that was missing from the bowling of Utkal. But on this day, on this game especially, we're seeing that Gulam is showing us how to really use the pace and just to create a little bit of advantage for the bowling side.
especially during the shorter versions of the game. And the bowlers will always try to cramp the batter because the one ball they don't want to bowl is giving something like making the batter to give room and hit the ball outside the park. And now what he's doing is mixing up with the pace, mixing up with the line, and he's doing really good job.
Yes, a brilliant start with the ball in hand from Gulam Murtaza. He's given away just one run because the four that came off his over was off the leg byes. So excellent start regardless. And I think that is really the kind of start that Mrkb really wanted from their bowler up front. But really, this is a short format, so all the bowlers have to do their job well to restrict JB Kings to a modest total here.
It's a good start indeed by Mr. KB. And five runs given, only one wicket picked up, and a good start, one over done. And Samullah not yet started, only one ball faced. Mahendran on one, three balls he already consumed, and they'll be looking to unleash the boundary hitting skills from this over. And here comes Chowdhury, who looks a tall bowler, right arm, a medium pacer, and this is going to be very interesting because the tall bowlers usually hit the toughest zones on the wicket. That ball sometimes nips since they're using the height to their advantage. Sometimes ball nips and also carries some bounce.
And once again, that is in the air. There will be fielders converging. Keeper's call, and he takes it. So yet another wicket, and it is Chaudhary who strikes. Mahendran has to walk back to the pavilion. And what a start this has been for Mrkb Putrajaya.
And that's what I was talking about. The tall bowlers always bowl in the tough zones, and if they are very good at bowling in the same zones, it's going to be a difficult task for you to keep hitting them for fours and sixes. And Mahendran this time looking to hit the ball outside the park, but completely mistimed it, and the leading edge gave an easy chance for the fielder to catch the ball. And the second wicket goes down under 2 overs, and every over they're getting a wicket, putting the batters on the back foot. This will this will make them to restrict the opponents less than 80 runs. Every single wicket, you you reduce 10 runs from the total. That's what happens.
Yes, rightfully said. But I really can't understand the approach from the batters so far in this tournament. I think everyone is coming out with the intent to just play one kind of way, that is just to hit your way out of trouble. But sometimes you have to give merit and respect to the kind of bowling that occasionally bowlers can produce, because on a couple of occasions already we have seen that there is reward for some attention in the field as well as for some good bowling. On the other hand, definitely we have to say that with the two wickets that have fallen, it looks like there is some chaos for the Kings right now, because they have been a little bit too ambitious, and in my opinion, they've been ambitious too early. We have to see how they go about it, and with that, we see a very scintillating stroke down the ground, full of style, full of fashion, and Samullah opens his account in absolute style.
It looks like you bowl me this, I'll put you away all day, all over as all overs I'm facing. That's what Samiullah said in this over. And then that was an over pitch delivery. Can you hit this one? Yes, of course I can hit this one. That's what Samiullah said.
Yes, and definitely one thing good about that shot was that was absolutely pure timing. So it looks like you mentioned the bowler just missed his line by a little bit. And once again, absolute replay of the previous shot. This time there's a fielder underneath, but he is unable to just clinch onto that one. So we'll have to wait for confirmation what the signal is. It is signaled a boundary. So looks like Samullah is counter-attacking and he's trying to score some quick runs here.
And it's not about how tall you are, it's about where you're bowling, which part of the wickets you're bowling. That's very important. If you miss your lines and if you bowl easy balls, they can hit you. no doubt about that.
Yes, definitely. The confidence of Chaudhary has taken a hit, and so has this ball. This time, in a comfortable fashion, he has played it on the offside. Every time a batter plays that, it looks gorgeous, and this one is no less. What a shot! And Samullah is taking an absolute move on here. At the moment, he's 16 of just 4 deliveries.
For me, he is a proper bat abroad. The way he's standing and the way he's playing his strokes, this is so classy, and he's a super proper batter, top order bat. It will be going to be very fun.
And this time he plays it on the leg side. He'll pick up the gap one more time and he gets another boundary. Would you believe it? He started off with a wicket, Chaudhary, and by the end of the over, he's given away 21 runs. What an event this has turned out to be this second over. Samullah has gotten 20 runs of the 5 deliveries that he has faced, and this is turning out to be an absolute blinder of an innings already.
And this is a masterclass batting from Samullah. No doubt about that. He played straight over the head of the bowler, and he played over the extra covers, and he played on the leg side, and he's playing to the merit of the ball, and he's naturally an aggressive batter with an elegant stroke play, and he's properly suited for this T10 game. It's an asset to JKC actually. Lovely to watch.
Yes, I mean, and especially we have to recall the fact that he came out to bat when the score was just 5 runs on the board and they had lost 2 wickets. So coming out to bat in that kind of a situation and picking up 20 runs, but just facing 5 deliveries, that really shows the kind of talent that he is. So I think Adnan needs to be very smart. He needs to give the strike to Samullah as much as possible. And this is the last over of the batting power play here. So we have to see how the batters of JB is thinking. But we have to see. Let's see if Gulam is able to do something better. He's bowled economically in the previous one. We'll have to see how he continues here. And he does exactly that. A ball pitched on the offside. He's guided that to third man quite nicely. And he picks up a couple of runs. So good batting from Adnan as well to complement what Samullah is doing.
That's really important part of the batting partnership. If you see your partner is batting really well, you just give him the right respect by picking up ones and doubles and then give the strike back to him.
And that one nicked back quite a lot, if you ask me. Excellent delivery from Gulam Murtaza. And I think he will be quite unlucky to have not picked up a wicket in that kind of a delivery because it was definitely quite challenging for Adnan. But the only good thing that has happened for the JB King has been the fact that Samullah is now back on strike. You think he will continue attacking?
And I don't think so, Brad, because he's been expensive. And this is a 10 over game. They like to try with the different bowlers. And also, power play is done. You still can use your spinners. And while we were talking, it looks like a wide ball. Umpire moving away, thinking, and not given that as a wide. And if the next over, I presume that there will be a spinner introduced.
Yes, definitely. I think the captain needs to be smart. He has to try something differently here because Samullah is now looking very comfortable. Shorter pitch delivery. I think that is very well bowled. He's trying to stay away from the hitting zone of Samullah. Samullah has been specially quite clinical when it comes to fuller deliveries. So I think he's mixed it up nicely.
Pretty sensible bowling by him. Look at the economy here for a T10. It's absolutely fantastic. Apart from that wide and leg byes, just 4 runs, almost going to complete the second over. Again, a dot ball. It's a good job from him. Only one ball left. Captain will be extremely happy to see Gulam bowl like this.
Yes, and I think the captain will be just asking in his mind and praying to the gods that Gulam Murtaza just somehow needs to pick up a wicket here. He's done a good job. He's just given away 4 runs and he's almost in the completion of his over. All he needs to do here is to pick up that icing on the cake, as they say, to pick up the wicket of Samullah. Let's see how he goes. Last delivery then. And look at that. He opens his arm and thrashes it on the offside. But look at that tragic effort in the deep to just spoil his spell. Picks up a boundary, Samullah, but not in the best convincing of fashion. But you got a feel for the bowler.
Definitely, the way he bowled, you should at least save boundaries and by giving him that extra confidence and that figure 8 runs you're seeing for Gulam is not eight, actually it is only 5 runs. The extra 3 runs were the misfields done by the fielder, and Gulam has done a justice to his bowling. 2 overs, 8 runs only, and end of 3 overs, the power play is done already. 34 runs and 2 wickets gone for JKC, and they'll be looking to make an impact here because Samullah is looking seriously dangerous. 9 balls, 24 runs, and the spinner has been introduced as we discussed. And wait and watch how Samullah takes on the spinners as well.
Yes, and I think it was quite overdue. The fast bowler from the other end was hit for a lot of runs. So I think the captain has rightfully changed things up and got in a spinner. Chaudhry Wasim's previous over gave away 21 runs. That's even expensive when you consider the T10 format. Now Hasnain is into the attack. Starts off with a good one.
Asnain is a big name in the local cricket. He's a top order bat and he can bowl very good spells. Look at that. He's a tall guy, bowl off spinner. The ball turns huge, and also he's got loads of experience in shorter form crickets, T20, T20s, and all these formats. And is an asset to any team. And he started really well with a dot and 1 run.
Yes, and not just about his cricketing skills. I think off the ground, he's an extremely good personality as well. A chance at the non-strikers end, but the pickup was a little bit late, so the batter will be safe. But you mentioned that Hasnain is a very talented, multifaceted cricketer. He's excellent in the field, and with both bat and ball, he's tremendous as well. But I am also impressed by the kind of person he is when you're normally having a conversation with him. He's very soft spoken. He's very chilled out there. He doesn't really take too much of stress regarding anything. So he's a very humble person out there, and that really reflects with his performance in the ground as well.
That's a big compliment from you, Bratu, about Asnain, and that's a very big quality and a much needed quality for any cricketer.
And with that, looks like Hasnain is turning the momentum back to the side of Mrkb Putrajaya because in that over he's given away only 2 runs. So turning out to be a very crucial over for the MRKB. And looks like Adnan is finding it a little bit difficult to just rotate the strike because from the other end, Samullah has looked very threatening. So he needs to do the right thing here. That is just to take the simple steps of rotating the strike.
A silent over comes to an end. As in 2 overs, 2 runs only in first over, and the total is 36 for 2 in the first 4 overs, less than 10. And if they manage to restrict the opponent less than 80 runs, there is a high chance that they can chase down the target. And now here comes the next spinner, and Asnan is done. They're introducing a new spinner here.
Yes, and I think that's the right approach because, in spite of the 2 overs from Gulam Murtaza, I think Chaudhry Wasim was very expensive and they can't really afford for the momentum to go further in favor of the JB King. So that's why I think it's very crucial for the spinners to have a good time out there with the ball in hand. And we've seen in the previous game as well that spinners can really put a tidy show in terms of their economy, and sometimes the wickets just come in their way. We'll have to see how things turn up here because Muhammad will have to start to someone like Samiullah, who's looking absolutely threatening. So with that, let's see how he goes. Here's the first ball. And that urgency is there on that occasion as well. He'll be very happy that somehow just lucky to have survived that one.
A very good start for Mohammed.
And
Look at
this
this
time he
shot.
makes some room and absolutely tries to clear it. Two fielders, what an effort! I think he stopped it. We have to wait and watch, but that was absolutely brilliant. Single handed, somehow manages to clinch onto that one and stops it before reaching the boundary. Is it? I mean, has he stopped it? Can you confirm for me?
Looks like he stopped it, and what a stunner! Unbelievable fielding, and one of the best, I would say. It's a teamwork. You cannot describe much than that. Excellent, excellent fielding.
Yes, really, these are the kind of efforts that really can shift the momentum of a game. Because I think Samullah was absolutely cruising. For a moment, I thought that is definitely going to be a six. But out of nowhere, in comes the fielder with an absolute blinder of an effort with single hand and somehow manages to stop that one. So, really, full credits to the fielding side. And this time, a display of power on that shot and a good effort, much simpler effort by the fielder in the deep.
And while we discussing about the fielding, you also notice that two spinners are restricting the runs. They're not giving boundaries.
Yes, great observation. Definitely. So far, it's not been easy for them to play against the spinner and a very good throw, but looks like he's safe. But you're right. I mean, to point out the fact that batting has looked a little bit difficult when it comes to the operation of spin.
Very crucial role they play. Spinners, they always change the games. And Mohammad Tawfiq bowled five balls, 4 runs only given, and he'll be very cautious to bowl the last ball pretty decently.
Good use of the feet this time. Just advances a couple of steps downtown and cuts that one nicely. It will only be a single. So excellent over for Mohammad Tawfiq. He's just given away 5 runs. Halfway stage at this point, 41 with a loss of 2. So from here, where do you think the score is going? I mean,
Now 40 in the 5 overs. If Samullah stands there until the 10th over, and definitely they'll cross 100. And the best on Samullah's wicket. If they lose a couple of wickets from here, probably 80. So it's between 80 and 100. That's my guess.
yes, and those 20 runs in this format can make lots of difference because there's really not much margin of error because the game really can just creep onto you, and in no time you can find yourself in a very uncomfortable situation. Like in this match, we saw that Chaudhry Wasim was expensive his first over and the only over going for 21 runs. But since the introduction of spin, it's been a little difficult. And would you believe it? Once again, a misfield. That's really something they have to just do better at because on occasions we've seen beautiful efforts as well. So Hasnain needs to just be supported well here because in terms of economy, he's been stunning. On that occasion, a thickish edge, and look at that. He stopped it. Very good effort there in the field.
You need to be on the feet all the time because the ball can come to you at any time because this is a T10 game. They'll like to throw the bat at every ball, and you need to be very alert. Look at the way they're playing. They want to hit every ball, and this ball goes and it's a boundary. Four beautiful runs for Adnan here.
Yes, not in the most convincing fashion, if you ask me. It was all about power, but the best thing about that shot was he got the gap. The placement was absolutely spot on.
Wonderful placement indeed. And that's a much needed run because we're talking about 100 runs. Now they crossed very close to 50 runs in the sixth over in progress. Asnain, a bit contradictory to his previous over, given 7 runs already.
Yes, and so far you can see that both these batters are just trying to go after him. It's not like one bowler has given away a economical previous over and they're trying to show some sort of respect. It's nothing like that. Whenever they're coming in to bowl a new over, it is as if it's a new challenge and they're just trying to take on them from that moment onwards. You can see that is the exact demonstration. This time he was not able to pierce the gap. But nevertheless, both the batters are looking extremely proactive and just trying to get the scoreboard ticking here. One more delivery remaining for Hasnan, and he needs to finish well.
And he's maintaining a beautiful line and length, Abrar, on the outside the off stump line. and batter were troubling to get under the ball, and that is the line he's bowling, and that is his experience. The only one boundary given, and the last three balls he controlled the bowling again. So it's end of 6 overs. They crossed 50, 50 for 2 wickets, and the partnership is going smoothly for JKC, and it's a captain's innings here. 30 runs in just 19 balls. It's superbly cruising towards that 100 runs mark and for his team. And Adnan playing a side fiddle, 13 of 11 balls, doing his job exactly what's needed to be done. And the second spinner is back. Taufik Mohammed Taufik is back. The ball is second over. Let's see what happens now.
Yes, at the moment they really need to get on a little bit of runs here. This time a thickish outside edge, but just over the top of the fielder at point. Ball is racing away, and this is a quick outfield as we know. So Samullah just getting yet another boundary.
The danger man started to hit boundaries, and if he starts and he won't stop, that's what he does. And he did that in the second over when Chowdhury bowls. He hit 6-4, 6-4 non-stop, and now he started with the four. You can expect him to go against Mohammed again.
Absolutely smoked it on that occasion. No doubt about it. That will go all the way, and this is a big one. Cracked it, absolutely hammered, and that is the kind of shot and stroke making that Samullah can do.
This is a cracker, I would say, abroad. We're talking about his boundary hitting abilities. He is he's exactly said what we said. Actually, did what we said, and coming down the wicket for the spinner, hitting with will, the ball sails over the rope very convincingly.
And once again, should have been somehow. I wonder if he should have taken that one, but it looked like a little bit difficult. But nevertheless, these are the kind of chances you really have to just gather somehow, because if you look at his innings, he's at the moment 41 of 22 deliveries. So turning out to be an excellent innings. And this time it is Adnan who chips it. And once again, this has been the best thing about his batting today. He somehow just picks up the gaps in the field to perfection.
That is the momentum you're talking about abroad. Because once the batters starting hitting boundaries, they'll keep the momentum. They add the momentum. They'll grow in confidence. They don't think anything other than hitting fours and sixes. If you put the batter in that zone, and you are under trouble, especially if you are a spinner.
Yes, at the moment it looks like they're not trying to spare anything. And look at that, running between the wickets as well has been absolutely gorgeous from these two. So it looks like they have targeted Muhammad Tawfiq here, and this over has been very expensive. One more delivery remaining now. Samullah on strike. And once again, that use of the power down the ground. The fielder is there. It will only be a single to finish this over.
An expensive over from Mohammad Tawfiq comes to an end. 2 overs, 22 runs given, and no wickets picked up. And it's beautiful batting between this Samiullah and Adnan. Both were in a hitting spree, back to back boundaries, and traumatizing the bowler. And 67 for 2 after 7 overs. Things are looking very positive for JKC to score those three figures here.
Yes, let me just remind our viewers that at one moment the score on the board was 5 for 2, and since then it has been absolutely clinical batting performance from Samiullah Khan alongside Adnan Wali. Samullah is 42 of just 23 deliveries, and of course Adnan Wali has partnered him beautifully, 18 of just 13 deliveries. So they right now have a launch pad, and I feel definitely 100 is on the card. We'll have to wait and see. For the first time, we are seeing Muhammad Yasir. Let's see how he goes. Starts off with a short pitch delivery, pulled away. Nice effort in the deep, and keeps it down to a single.
Things are under control for JKC, and they are like both the batters seeing the ball pretty bigger, and they're going for the shots for all the balls. So that if that is the case, the bowlers are under pressure already uh, to bowl to Samullah and Adnan. And Samullah on the other side is a captain of the side playing the captain's knock here.
Yes, on that occasion, you can see that how attentive Samullah is. Just when the keeper fumbled, he was already on his way to get a single, and that is why I think he was able to just complete his run quite quickly. So not only he has brought himself on strike, he's added one more run to the scoreboard.
Extra runs always kills your game, and now the very close to 70 runs in the seventh over. The run rate is 10, but it's very solid. And the ball goes up.
Yeah, wasn't in full control, but you can see that the intention is quite clear. So it was a bit risky, but at this stage, you have to play that kind of a shot because I think Samullah is not really thinking of his personal milestone because he's just 6 run away from a half century. But he knows that here, every run is very crucial and he's just trying to hit away. And on that occasion, you can see that Muhammad Yasir has bowled brilliantly. Adnan has missed it completely. So turning out to be a very good over.
And that shot was in out of sync for that ball being bowled. It was outside the off stump ball, and his foot was outside the leg stump, and the head was towards the umpire, and the bat and the elbow is facing the mid wicket. No way you can connect the ball if you play like that.
And reward for some excellent bowling. On that occasion, he was trying to stay away from the hitting zone and pitched it outside the off stump. Adnan just trying to chase it and eventually only manages to pick up a nick and well taken by the keeper as well. So eventually, finally, the partnership is broken and this was a good one. So Adnan has definitely done his job, but you really feel that if this partnership was continuing, it would have been very risky. So Mrkb Putrajaya has done a good job to pick up that wicket at the right moment. Let's see if that brings a change in the momentum.
They have just 2 overs left, and Samullah is there. And if they don't pick Samullah, and it's going to be another 20 runs or 25 runs on the board, that's for sure. And at this moment, and JKC is like dictating terms, and there was a rough shot from Adnan to lose his wicket. There was almost a wide delivery. He chased it down and easily got out.
I would just like to mention one thing after this delivery. I mean, yes, it is only a single. So I was just thinking that in the previous game, we saw plenty of wides. And would you believe it? In this innings from MRKB, the bowlers have only given away one wide. So that's the kind of discipline that their bowling has been. But we have to give full credit to someone like Samullah then, because every run he has picked up has actually added to the score of the JB Kings. So that's really the kind of cricket that these two teams have played. I think it's a very balanced contest this time we're seeing between bat and ball.
Samula is the man of the moment for this game, and the first innings is solely dependent on him, and he is simply the captain who want to take the responsibility and show his team that I'm there for you guys when you are in trouble, and he is proving that happening today, and everybody in the dugout will be looking for Samula to complete his half century as well.
Yes, it is Vinova on strike and not the best of shots from him that we have seen today. Amir Sohail. So we're seeing the captain who's taken the responsibility to bring himself into the attack, and he starts off almost in a fashion that looked like he'll pick up a wicket. We'll have to see if Vinova is able to just rotate the strike and bring in Samullah back. Oh, is that a no ball? Yes, it is. Not the best of deliveries. I think I complimented him a bit too early.
That is a super bonus for JKC, who says no for this kind of extra runs. And keeper had no chance to stop that ball because that was too wideish. And the way Abir Shahil said was frustrated. Keeper should have stopped that ball. No, you bowl on the right areas. Don't blame the keeper. He cannot do everything for you. Maybe he tried his best. I would say no complaints about his trying.
So, I mean, that is captaincy perks, is it? Nevertheless, a shot attempted up in the air. It's a free hit, so regardless of a catch, it wouldn't have been counted. But yes, do you think sometimes the captains are a bit too excited, if I can say? Do you think that
Yeah,
sometimes they just want to put things on others?
they animated actually. Captains normally have different captains, have different temperaments. But seeing Amir here, and he's quite animated, and he wants his players to take the responsibility. I could see that from him, but that is a personality, right? Every captain is different. MSD is totally calm. He will talk only behind the scenes, and Virat Kohli is in on your face. That's a two different dimensions of handling the players.
Yes, one is definitely an accolade with the white ball, and the other known for his test match fiery captaincy resume. But what do you think is the right approach? Is there one, or you think situation often demands both of the approaches?
It is a approach can be too personal, and the most important thing is how he keeps keeps a team happy and united. That's more important. But the style can be different. It can be in your own personality. You cannot copy anyone. No need.
Yes, just when we were speaking about it, I think a better effort was required both by the fielder as well as the wicketkeeper, because I think there was definitely a chance for a run out there. Nevertheless, for the last ball, Samullah will be on strike. He's facing Amir Sohail. So far, it has been a good over in spite of that 5 no ball. And he finishes off nicely, a slower delivery. And I think that was very smart cricket from Amir Sohail, because the shot from Samullah was offered too early, and in the process, he did not get any kind of control. So it will be the last over that is to be bowled. 82 with the loss of 3. And I think somehow it looks like 100 is going to be a bit difficult.
I think so, Abra. And because the last 2 overs, they managed to pull the strings back. Samula is there, even though if they score 15 runs here, they would be closer to 100, not exactly 100, but anything can happen. The last over, if they score 18 runs here, I think there is a chance. But I would say 80-20 to cross 100.
Yeah, because especially with the way that someone like Yasir Ali has bowled in the previous over, things look very difficult from here. And as you can see, he starts off brilliantly. Samullah moves on to 49, and we'll have to see how Binova continues his striking, or if he decides to just take a single and bring in his captain.
Absolutely, they'll play for the team now. So it's not about 49 or 99. And they'll be looking to score as many boundaries as possible. We know will also be looking to hit boundaries against Muhammad Yasir.
And there is some connection. He smashed it on the leg side, and that is put away with a lot of power. That is exactly what it was required, and it is Binoba who has just delivered.
That's what we were talking about. So it's all about team game. It's the numbers are just numbers. 49, 99, 109, nothing that matters than the team and the win. The win gives you pleasure. And it makes sense if your innings, even though if it's 10 runs or 15 runs, if that impacts the win, that is so special. That's how you should play game. That is the spirit of the game.
Yes, and I think this is a very good start to the over for Binoba, because he's already picked up a maximum of the second delivery. There's 4 more deliveries remaining. Let's see how he goes. This time on the offside, and I think slight roll of the wrist, but he's very disappointed. Binoba, he almost thought he could have cleared it, and definitely looked like it if there was any kind of connection.
That was a wonderful change of bowling, change of pace by Muhammad Yasir. We need to give full credit to the bowler this time. When the batter is in a piping hot form to hit the ball, and you're bowling the brave ball, taken the pace off, full credit to the bowler.
Yes, this time plays nicely on the leg side, but I think it will only be a single. So Mohammad Yasser will be happy. He is considered a six, but since then he's only given away a single run. So with that, 2 more deliveries will be remaining. We'll have to wait and see how much more Samullah can add to this scoreboard. So very interesting phase of the game here.
I think that he'll still go for the boundaries. He doesn't care about 49. That's what he thinks.
Let's see. I mean, I think you were right about it, but he's played it on the offside, so it will only be a single, and he has picked up his half century. It has been a captain's knock. You have to compliment it. Definitely, young man. He raises the bat to the occasion, and what a very good innings it was. Came out to bat when the score was 5 with the loss of 2, and since then, 50 of just 30 deliveries. So, right now, it's the last ball of the innings. It is Binoba on strike, and he plays it in the air. There will be a fielder hovering. We'll have to see if he catches it, but no, he's cleared it. He's absolutely bludgeoned that one and ends the innings in a lot of style and fashion. So, with that, the innings for JB King just falls short of 100 by just 3 runs. But you have to say this has been a very good show with the bat from the JB Kings. After winning the toss, Mrkb Putrajaya decided to have a ball first rather, and they definitely would have wanted to restrict them to a lower score. We'll be taking a short break, and after that, we'll be coming with the chase of this game. So I request everyone to stay tuned because this will be a very interesting innings.
Welcome back to Malaysia T10 Bash JCC Trophy Phase 1 2025 second game here. We're having a beautiful game going on. This is Mr. KB Putrajaya taking on JB Kings. And Samullah, the captain, played a beautiful knock in the first innings. That put the score to 90, 97, and 98 to win. And the track looks supporting to the batting team. And here comes MR Mrkb Putrajaya to start the proceedings, and they are very aggressive group of cricketers. They need to take at least 10 runs and over to reach the target because the target is very closer to 100 and it's going to be full of exciting. The first ball here, pretty straightforward outside the off stump, and herewith I welcome a co-commentator Abra to join the party.
Yes, definitely was a party when it comes to the batting of KB King Cricket Club because we saw the captain Samiullah Khan was outstanding with the bat in hand. He scored 50 of just 30 deliveries, laying the foundation of what we can say is a very competitive total because they'll be needing exactly 98 runs from here on. And we know that the run rate can also keep climbing up if they don't score boundaries. And when I say that, he's already played the first one into the leg side and picked up the first boundary. So good start from Muhammad Yasir to have capitalized on that loose delivery.
Komal is the bowler, and it looks pretty solid in his bowling technique, run up and solid pace. But when you bowl the wrong line and you need to pay for it. And that's what happened. Mohammad Yazir didn't waste any single second in playing that shot to a boundary. Fantastic shot. On the pads, one shot, that's one boundary.
Yes, Komal is really offering a lot of pace, and this time he smashed it on the offside all along the carpet. And what a gorgeous looking way to get another move on and another boundary.
Mohammad Yasir looks like a very solid prospect for Mrkb. Excellent, excellent batting performance. Also, the off stump that goes like a flash. Excellent shot. He is so solid and confident.
Yes, and this is turning out to be a good start for the Mrkb Putrajaya because definitely they'll want to get this kind of a start. Because, like we were saying, if they don't, the score can really get out of hand quite quickly because they started with a required run rate of almost touching 10. So they started off nicely, and now for the first time today, we are seeing Muhammad on strike. It is Muhammad Tawfiq. He's the spinner who's done a good job with the ball in hand in one of the over. The other one was slightly expensive. So they definitely wants to do a better effort with the bat in hand today. Let's see how he goes. Oh, this is a very good start. What a delivery to the new batter. So Komal has bowled well, but he has to finish nicely as well.
That was a masterpiece bowling by Komal. Look at that. He bowled two dots in his first over and two boundaries given. But that was a pretty solid bowling, the previous bowling ball.
And chips it in the air this time. We'll have to watch for the fielder, but he's done a good job, even though that was not caught. I think the ground that he's covered was absolutely brilliant. So excellent effort by the fielder, and eventually just 2 runs. So first over down, it's 11 without loss.
That's a solid start, I would say. They're not losing any wicket in the first over, which has been eventually happening in the previous games. And the first over wicket has been happening, but this time not. They started with 11 runs and over, and if they maintain this run rate for the next 5 overs, and they have a high chance of chasing down the target. And these two batters look so good.
Yes, one thing that has been good is the fact that both the batters are trying to just complement each other. They're not afraid to take that single whenever it's on the card. And also, they have on occasions been able to put the balls away to the boundary. So Right now, we have a left arm seamer. It's always interesting when they operate. Starts off with a good one.
Always interesting to see a left armer because it's very efficient and effective against the right arm batter. And let's see how these two batters tackle Farouk.
Yes, Farouk started off with in swinging Yorker as per the left arm angle, and right now it will be Muhammad on strike, Muhammad Tawfiq. Farouk to continue. Has a lovely run up and a beautiful action, and that is close. I think there was some bat involved. I have to wait for the umpire's decision. Leg buys, interesting call. I thought that was almost looking like it will go and hit the stump.
It's good that Farouk is creating those opportunities when the batting team started solidly and you need to bring that momentum back to your bowling unit. These kind of deliveries will give confidence to the other bowlers as well.
And that is a loose delivery on the leg side. Easy pickings, really. And that has been mauled and picked up the gap to perfection as well. So, very good start from Mohammad Yasir. This is the third instance when he has picked up a boundary. Oh, it's actually a maximum. Would you believe it? For a moment, I thought that did not have the height, but looks like it did.
That was a massive shot, Abrar, and the way he convincingly played that shot was amazing. And this is the margin of error you have when you bowl to the top order batters like Yasir. You cannot bowl those balls on the wrong line, the over pitched ball. They will always punish you. Make sure right balls on the right zones.
And this time, once again, he plays it on the leg side, chases on, does well there on the deep, and a very good throw as well. Almost, I think he would have had a chance at the non striker's end if the throw was better. And regardless, the backing up is good, so eventually it's just a single. But looks like a confusion was created in the middle.
Mrkb is showing a solid foundation here. 20 runs in just less than 2 overs shows the batting abilities.
Beautiful delivery, and this time some reward for some excellent new ball bowling from Farouk here. Farouk Da was attacking the stump, and he's gotten the reward. He picks up the wicket, and Muhammad Tawfiq has to walk back.
That was the special of these left arm seamers. They are good at bringing the ball back in. That is the natural action for them. And this time, Mohammad Tawfiq completely missed the line, and the ball was a little bit late in the swing, and that bamboozled him, that confused him actually. And we scored just 2 runs of 4 balls, and this is the most important breakthrough the bowling team was looking for. And they'll be very happy to do that because this will give the momentum to pick 8 another wickets in the moving coming forward overs. And Mohammad Yasir on the other side must stick to the plan, must stay there for another 5 6 overs to bring the run very closer to the margin, to the targets, and then let the other guys to finish the job.
Yes, they are also off to a very good start. So it's not like they have any scoreboard pressure, but they have to continue in this way. Otherwise, it can soon turn out to be a difficult chase. But as you can see, that the rotation of the strike is brilliant, and I think the right man for the job has walked out to the middle. That's the most important thing. It is Hasnain who has come out to join Mohammad Yasir, and 2 overs is completed, 21 with the loss of one. But I think the game is at a very interesting phase here.
Very interesting game, Bert. You rightly mentioned this one. We started with the batting unit's advantage. Now the bowler has come back and said, "I can pull the strings back," and that gives a confidence to the bowling unit. After 2 overs, 21 for one, and if they pick another couple of wickets, that's going to be difficult for the chasing team as well. They'll be under pressure.
Yes, and when you say that, I think this is going to be a very important over because this is the last over of the batting power play. We know that in this T10 format, the power play only lasts for 3 overs. So I think with the way that these two batters are going, even though Hasnan has just come in, I think he'll look to attack Mohammad Fairuz. And he tries to do exactly that, not in full control. And the ball is played on to mid wicket, and that will only be a single.
Looks like Mrkb as a solid batting unit because now the new batter is Hasnain. He has lots and lots of games under his belt, played lots of T20s and T10s. If he stays there along with Yasir, it's going to be a very big challenge for the bowling team.
And a very good delivery on that occasion. I think Mohammad Fairuz is one just cramped Mohammad Yasir on that occasion. The ball just nipping back slightly, and that was enough to create a little bit of difficulty in the shot making. So we'll have to see if Mohammad Fairuz can continue in this kind of a fashion. And it is very good to see that the two batters are just having a little bit of a discussion, maybe regarding the way they have to negotiate this delivery. Here comes Mohammad Fairuz. This time, not the best of delivery, but well taken by the wicketkeeper. That was something we did not see in the previous game. So it's very refreshing to see a better effort by the wicketkeeper.
So proper effort by the keeper indeed. And Mohammad Fairuz needs to control his wides because it'll become a habit if you keep bowling one wide and two wides, and you'll be tend to bowl the another one as well.
Yes, and also not the best of delivery, not the best of effort by two fielders. Would you believe it? I think one of them definitely should have stopped it. But regardless of that, that was a very powerful looking stroke and deserved a boundary.
It looks like Yasir has that one thing in mind. If he wants to hit the ball, it's 100% hit. It's not 80% or 70% or a doubtful hit. The power behind the ball and the power it generates for those shot makings is simply superb. And every time, even the fielders at the deep, they're struggling to stop the ball, and he's fully committed to the shot. And that's how he should play.
Yes, he knows his ability. He's backing it nicely. And once again, this time he's played it on the leg side, half stopped. And that is why the fielder in the deep is able to just put in the throw. And just before he does that, the batters have completed a couple.
With that said, Mohammad Fairuz has been bowling in the right areas, but it's Yasir who is making the difference. He is creating that opportunity, throwing the bat at every ball he's facing. That's something very tough for the bowler.
And this time smashes it. What a shot this is. Absolutely punished. That is not a shot, really. That is an ambush. He rocked back and use of the back foot was maximized. No chance for anyone in the deep and a clear six.
And the interesting part of the shot is after hitting the shot, the bat comes back to the same position. It's like something like a spring action. It's a pendulum goes forward and comes back, something like uh, a helicopter shot, of a semi-helicopter shot.
Yes, I think that at the junior level, the coaches often talk about completing the arc. And on that occasion, Mohammad Yasir is really just showing us how to play those power hitting shots to perfection. So far, he's moved on to 29 of just 11 deliveries. And it seems like he's taken a liking of Mohammad Fairuz's medium paces. So we'll have to see if he finishes nicely or not, because this is the last delivery of the power play. So I think that is something that will be in his mind as well. So don't be too surprised if he attempts another big shot. And helped on its way, this time on the leg side, punished just like a sword. He has smashed it like a katana. What a way to just maneuver it in that exact place where the fielder was not there. Excellent shot making. 33 of 12 for him at the moment. And this is off to a very good start for the Mrkb Putrajaya.
It is something like natural to Yasir to play those shots, and he is very fluent in playing those shots. Anything shorter, anything on a good length, anything on the outside the off stump, he has a lots of shots to play, and it makes the bowler's life difficult. The bowlers will be thinking, I have a very slight margin of error. If I make a little mistake, Yasir is going to punish me. No doubt about that. That is something special. You can see that from Sehwag. When Sehwag bats outside the off stump, they hardly bowl to him because he will cut the ball even it's to the off stump, even it's slightly away from the off stump. Similarly, Yasir is playing like that, like he's creating the threat in the bowler's mind.
And we have a change in the bowling. It is Mahendran. So for the first time in this innings, spin is introduced and helped on its way this time down the ground, and he picks up the gap to perfection. So straight as an arrow, and he gets the gap as well. So that's another shot that you'll miss if you blink. So brilliant start from Hasnain as well.
As a silent killer, I would say, as a doing a perfect side fiddle to Mohammad Yasir's innings. 4 runs, beautiful display of batting. Look at that shot.
Oh, shot of the day for me. This time on the offside. What a shot that is. That was absolute class written all over that. Chipped it nicely in the air, and the timing really took it all the way. So, all about Hasnan that we can say is summarized in that shot for the viewers.
And one thing that impressed me is the way he maintains his shape during the entire course of the shot. Excellent. He's maintaining the side on while he playing that shot. That's a very good technique.
And this time, all along the carpet, ball is racing away, and he gets another boundary. Hasnan has moved on to 16 of just 5 deliveries, and looks like these two batters are turning on the heat here. And right now, they just need 44 of 6.3. So, really, a walk in the park if these two batters continue to bat the way they are.
He's really put Mahendran under heavy trouble, and now he needs to think what kind of ball I need to bowl to Hasnain. He's under pressure.
And risky, risky. There's a chance there. There's a chance there. And would you believe it? Not in the best of way. Miscommunication. And that is really not something that was required.
Especially when you're
It's still
batting really well.
safe.
You're right, Abrar. Especially when you're batting really well and you get run out, that is the insane feeling you get after this. You go back to the dugout.
Yes, because both these batters are actually batting quite well. And the last thing they want at this stage is definitely a misunderstanding that leads to a run out. And even then, you can see that the previous delivery, after that miscommunication, the batters were hesitant to pick up a run. So that's really the kind of confusion that JB is trying to just induce in the mind of these two batters, and looks like it is working. Because after that miscommunication, we've only seen two dots and a single. So completes it nicely in the end, Mahendran, but nevertheless, it was still expensive. 4 overs completed, it's 55 with the loss of one.
It's a complete dominant show by MPC here. Mohammad Yasir, a swashbuckling batter, natural aggressor, along with a classy Hasnain, putting up a big show here after losing the first wicket. They didn't show any slowness in the run rate, in the strike rates. Everything is under control, and they look like seal this game in style. If these two batters play for a while, let's say 3 to 4 overs, they'll change the course of the game easily towards their side.
Yes, at the moment, the required run rate is just 7.17, and with 9 wickets in hand, you really have to favor the batting side. So, right now, Samullah has brought himself into the attack, but really, this can be a decision that can work both ways because so far, the batters have really taken a liking of the spinners. We'll have to see how he operates here.
This is going to be a tough over for Samullah, if you ask me, because these two batters are like fully set, and they can throw your ball out of the zone anytime they want.
Yes, on that last occasion, for the first time, I think I've seen Hasnain trying to play a shot which is not there to be. On that occasion, Samullah rightfully pitched that on the offside, and it was turning away from the right hander as well. So it's a difficult shot to be played onto the leg side. Better off playing those towards the offside, as you can see on that occasion. And use of the back foot has been quite clinical as well from Muhammad Yasir. And look at that running between the wickets. Picked up a couple of runs as well. So much better cricket from these two batters right now.
That's what needed, Abrar. You need to pick up those ones and twos in between. That is cricket. You have your scoring shots, but don't waste other balls. Just go for ones and twos. That's how you reach the target.
Oh no, that is a offense that cannot go unnoticed. The captain himself has just given away a free hit because of that no ball. And that's really the kind of offense that usually doesn't go unpunished. We'll have to see if Mohammad Yasir is able to capitalize.
Mohammad Yasir most of the time is punishing the balls, and whenever it's bowled out of the, it's in his zones, and even a good balls are getting thrashed by him. He's in a super duper touch, and for him to get a no ball up against a spinner is a jackpot.
This will be a very difficult delivery. Here is Samullah bowling to Mohammad Yasir, who's very set, fires it in, and that is a very good delivery, we have to say, because if it was slightly fuller, I think it was going the way.
The one thing, if you notice, Abrar, the ball is traveling to the deep fielder within seconds. That is the amount of pressure he is creating behind the ball. He's putting lots of pressure.
Yes, and they are both doing the damage. Hey, that is smart bowling. Just saw the batter advancing down and he's kept it away from his hitting zone. So full credit to Samullah for noticing it. But eventually, once again, the running is absolutely fantastic. They've taken a couple of runs with ease.
It's a good, sensible bowling by Samullah. He's not bowling anything under the arc because he's himself a batter. He knows much better as a batter what bowl not to bowl to the batters.
Thickish edge this time and a straightforward catch. So really the plan working for Samullah. He bowled that outside the off stump and he was trying to make it a challenge for the batter. And Hasnain is a little bit disappointed with himself. He realizes that it was a trap, but he could not evade it.
And if you look at the strategy by Samullah for Hasnain, the whole over, he bowled only outside the off stump, that too wide of the crease, and maybe fifth or sixth stump line, and that too was a wideish delivery. And if you notice, Hasnain, he didn't move his feet well for that shot, and his back foot was rooted to the leg stump itself, not even coming closer to the off stump. That's He lost the balance completely. That's the reason the ball was easily sitting on the hands of the fielder. Easy one for Samullah and the fielder.
I mean, do you think this is a twist in the tail? Do you think JB King
Um,
Cricket Club can just come back from here on? Because at the moment they need 32 from 5.1, or is it just too late?
I still feel like it's a batters game. MPC Mr. KB will have a high chance of winning this game, and but this is something like a consolation prize you get during the game. But 32 runs in 5 overs in a T10, and you have Mohammad Yasir still there. High chance of batting team to win this game.
Tossed up delivery this time clears it down the ground. That was clean, crisp, and contemptuous. What a shot that is, and another maximum.
I would say I just love Yasir's batting, and he has that clear mindset. Anything on the zone, he's not thinking too much. Watch the ball, hit the ball, as simple as that. And when he hits it uh, perfectly well, and the ball sails with a very good pace. And he's a perfect T20 player as well. Yasir quickly moves to 46 in just 16 deliveries. What a player he is!
Yes, Shakil is greeted with that maximum of the first ball. So this can be a very expensive over if he continues. And look at that. With Fury, he has mixed a little bit of flair as well. The touch shots, the kind of placement that is required. Looks like he has it all actually. We are thinking that he's a batter with that one dimension, the use of muscles, but looks like he has class as well.
It's a combination of both. It's not only about muscle, I would say, because even though he plays shots and he's using his brain as well. And this is a collapse. I would say this is unnecessary to lose a wicket at this time when your other batter is batting beautifully. Why do you want to lose a wicket like that?
Yes, the top spinner coming in from Shakil. And I think the batter went for the sweep shot, and in the process, he yorked himself up. So that was the reason for his demise. He's gone out for a duck, and now, once again, this chase is looking like it's getting a bit more interesting.
And if they get try to get a couple of wickets, especially if Yasir gets out, and that is going to be a match turning scenario, I would say. Until Yasir is there, I think the match is one sided because he's not worried about losing the other side wickets. He'll just dash the ball left, right, center and win this game. He's just four boundaries away from, 4 to 5 boundaries away from a win. That's how he thinks, actually.
Yes, but in contrast, I think JB will be just thinking that if they somehow manage to pick up the wicket of Mohammad Yasir, they'll be well and truly into the game at this point, even though just 25 is required. Mohammad Nasrullah is the new batter, and you can see that a change of pace straight away to the new batter that was way quicker, and the batter missed it completely. So Shakil has done a good job changing things up, and we'll have to see if he finishes well. Oh,
Shakil did a
looks
good
like
job.
Nasirullah.
Oh, oh my
Yeah, he
goodness.
he's not trying to just do anything unusual. As you mentioned before, they're just a few boundaries away, and on that occasion, he hammered it down, and the misfield resulted in Mrkb Putrajaya to pick up yet another boundary.
This is something like a blunder, I would say. When you are having very less total on board and you are now leaving a boundary like that, that makes, I think you need to put your heart, soul, and body behind the ball. Otherwise, you cannot stop those. Easy one to stop it. He completely missed it. And one run to finish off Shakil. 12 runs given in this over. Expensive. With that misfield, 78 for 3 for MRKB's first inning, second inning chase. They need just 20 runs in 4 overs. It's more reachable if Yasir stays alive.
But it's just 6 overs. They've picked up 78 runs. Tells us the story, doesn't it? 13 runs is their run rate in this innings. And especially, it's been that man, Mohammad Yasir, who scored 47 of just 17 deliveries. And right now, his partner, Mohammad Nasarullah, has already picked up a boundary. So things are looking quite difficult for JB King. But right now, it's their skipper, Samiullah, who's into the attack once again. In the previous over, he's picked up the wicket of Hasnan, but now he has to continue, and somehow he's able to stop that one. Would you believe it? Almost looked like another boundary because of a misfield.
Almost a boundary. And Yasir said, "Hey, I'll take care. You don't have to run 2 runs for this one." Pretty smart thinking, I would say. He wants to complete the uh, things pretty quickly.
And this time, a very poor effort. He should have been more serious, I think, in his effort, and he just allowed it to just go past him. And that's really surprising for me because Samiullah will definitely not be happy with that effort. And with that,
Extremely
also,
effective.
viewers will be very happy to mention that Mohammad Yasir has picked up his half century of just 18 deliveries. So that's the kind of carnage he has had today.
That's a brutal innings. And when you chase 97 and you score 51 in 18 balls, the opponent have no chance. And look at the face of Samullah. How can you leave the boundary like that?
And smashed it once again down the ground. And the fielders are just watching it sail over their head. And this is a big one. And this is also definitely a statement because he's hit none other than the captain of the opposition for such a big maximum.
And he is easily one of the best batter of this tournament, Abrar. And if you ask me, um, you name some of the clean hitters of the game in Malaysia cricket, I would definitely name Yasir. He is one among them. Very clean hitter.
Yes, definitely making a candidate of himself. And looks like the ball is in the air and he has to go back. He's disappointed. He just wanted to stay not out and see his team to victory, which is 9 runs required. He's devastated with himself, but I think he deserves a lot of credit. But nevertheless, it is the captain who's picked up the wicket of the best batter of the opposition today.
Samullah looks like a smart bowler, if you ask me. Is working on he is bowling the lines which is against the interest of the batters. He sees the batters' movement and also he sees what is the batters' interest and he's bowling against their will. That's what he did against Hasnain outside the off stump. That's what he did against Sami Muhammad Yasir and outside the off stump line, short of a delivery because Yasir wants to hit the ball straight on the leg side. He, he, he bowled the opposite one, got the pricey wicket, but it came at the rear end of the game. It's almost done for them. It's just 9 runs needed in 3 overs. The match is almost done.
Yes, that is why I have to bring up that net run rate issue once again, because in the later part of this kind of tournament, sometimes that can really just uplift your morale. We'll have to see how Amir Sohail decides to go about it. There was a low full toss, and perhaps he did not read it. So it's a dot to start things off for Amir Sohail. But on the other hand, we have Muhammad Nasarullah. Maybe he continues his merry way. We have to wait and see how he continues.
Looks like Mohammad Nasrullah is a decent bat, and the way he batted played the previous shots. And now here comes Amir Shoaib. First ball went for another ball to go for Samullah's over.
Amir Sohail isn't really a batter who likes to use his feet, and for that reason, I think Samullah was interested to fire that one in and almost like a yorker to pick the wicket of Amir Sohail, which is not to be. But eventually, a productive over comes to an end. Seven completed its 89 for four, and just 9 runs required in the next 3 overs. So it's not really the runs that will bother the Mrkb Putrajaya, but definitely I think JB Kings will be just trying to delay this win for the Mrkb Putrajaya team.
And the right man is in, who took the first wicket for JKC. The left arm pacer, Farouk is back.
I mean, he bowled well, and I'm quite surprised to see his introduction so late in this innings. He picked up a wicket in his first over, and since then he was nowhere to be seen throughout. So that's really something I was a little bit surprised with, especially because the other bowlers really went for a lot of runs.
This is like a template they follow. The team is comfortable, one at the top and one at the end. They have for Farouk. They have a template, and if it is a successful one, they keep following that. And look at that while we're talking. What's happening with JKC? I don't really understand what kind of fielding efforts they're putting in. It's not cricket is not only played batting and bowling. It's also fielding. They should work on their fielding efforts. This is not the standard they should set at this level.
Yes, I think he'll be quite embarrassed with himself because that wasn't really the best of effort. So really just allowing some free runs, and this time charges down the ground, smashes it on the leg side, and hits it out of the park and finishes off in style. So with that, we have yet another winner, and this time it is Mrkb Putrajaya who have come out victorious. So quite an easy effort for them eventually, we have to say. Although for a innings at the start, we thought that JB Kings were in the game. So as you can see in the match summary, JB Kings, after putting to go out there and bat, Samullah, the captain, really put on a very good show, 50 of 30, and he was supported well by Adnan and Binoba to put on a total of 97. We thought that was a good score, but then came that man. It was the beast unleashed today. Yasir, we have to talk about him. He scored 57 of just 20 deliveries. You heard that right. Boundaries were raining and the bowlers were absolutely fleeing. So he was a man in turbo mode, and that is really the reason why the crowds were on their feet. And eventually, it was Mrkb Putrajaya who have come out victorious by 6 wickets, and eventually they have finished the game with 2.3 overs to spare. That's really the kind of domination we've seen from them. So that was a good match, and we've completed 2 games in this tournament already. We'll be back with live action shortly with the third game rather of this tournament. So stay tuned and stay with us.
Thank you so much. Stay tuned.